Detective Rachel Morgan's phone buzzed at 2:47 a.m. Another cold case file. Another dead end. Except, this one was different. The victim, Julian Cross, a software engineer who disappeared 3 years ago. His apartment had been found empty, his car still in the garage, his bank accounts untouched. No body. No leads. Just gone. Until tonight. A hiker had found his phone in a waterproof case buried under a cairn of stones in the mountains, 50 miles from the city. The battery was dead, but forensics had recovered everything. What they found made Rachel's blood run cold. There were 127 voice messages, all recorded after Julian disappeared, all addressed to Rachel Morgan, a detective he'd never met on a case that didn't exist yet. The first message was time-stamped 3 years ago, the day after his disappearance. Detective Morgan, my name is Julian Cross. I don't have much time. If you're hearing this, I'm already dead. But I need you to understand. I was murdered by someone you trust, someone close to you, and in exactly 3 years, they're going to kill again. Rachel's hands trembled as she pressed play on the second message. Each message revealed another piece of the puzzle. Julian had been a data analyst who stumbled onto something massive, a pattern of deaths spanning 2 decades, all disguised as accidents, all connected by a single person. He'd spent his last days recording everything he'd discovered, burying the phone where he knew it would eventually be found. Message 15. The killer is patient, methodical. They wait years between victims. They never leave evidence. But I found the pattern in the metadata, detective. Traffic camera timestamps, cell tower pings, weather reports, all the data everyone ignores. Rachel listened through the night, taking frantic notes. Julian described victims she'd never heard of, accidents she could verify in old news reports, a drowning in 2004, a house fire in 2009, a hiking accident in 2015, all ruled accidental, all connected by someone who was present, who had access, who could manipulate the circumstances. Message 47. I know you won't believe me at first. Why would you? I'm just a voice from a dead man. But check the evidence. It's all there. Hidden in plain sight. Rachel pulled up the old case files. Julian was right. The same name appeared in witness statements, background checks, first responder reports. Officer Vincent Blake, her partner, her mentor for the past 5 years. Message 89. I confronted him, detective. That was my mistake. I thought I could reason with him, get him to confess. Instead, he smiled and asked me how I wanted to die. That's when I knew I had to run. Rachel's office door was closed. It was 4 a.m. She was alone in the precinct, or so she thought. A shadow moved past her window. Rachel grabbed her service weapon and ejected the magazine. Empty. Someone had unloaded it. A text message lit up her screen. Message 127, detective. Press play. Her hands shaking, she opened the final recording. If you're hearing this message, it means Vincent knows you found the phone. He's been monitoring the evidence locker. He's tracking you right now. The next name on his list is yours. The lights in the precinct went dark. Rachel ran, phone clutched in her hand, Julian's voice still playing in her earbuds. He's not just a killer, detective. He's a ghost. He erases himself from every crime scene. But I learned something about ghosts. They cast shadows, and I caught his shadow on camera. The proof is in image file 847 on this phone. It's the one thing he couldn't erase. Rachel ducked into the server room, her breath ragged. She pulled up the phone's photo gallery. File 847. It was a traffic camera photo from the night of Julian's disappearance. In the background, barely visible, was a figure standing on a ridge overlooking the mountains. The metadata confirmed it. Vincent Blake's personal vehicle, captured by license plate recognition, parked at the trailhead. He'd watched Julian bury the phone. He'd known about it for 3 years. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. "Rachel?" Vincent's voice was calm, friendly. "Why are you here so late?" She didn't answer. She was forwarding file 847 to every contact in her phone: the FBI, Internal Affairs, her captain, the media, everything. "I trained you better than this," Vincent said, his silhouette appearing in the doorway. "You should have checked who had access to the evidence locker, who knew the phone was found, who made sure you were the one who got the case. Send, send, send." The files uploaded. "Julian made one mistake," Vincent continued, stepping into the dim light cast by Rachel's phone screen. "He thought he was smart enough to outsmart me. He thought leaving messages for a detective he'd never met would save him. But I chose you, Rachel, 3 years ago. I knew you'd be the one to find that phone. I made sure of it." Rachel's mind raced. "Why?" "Because I needed someone to understand," Vincent said simply. 23 years, 23 perfect deaths, and no one ever suspected. Do you know how lonely that is? How exhausting it is to be brilliant and invisible? You wanted to get caught. I wanted to be seen." He smiled. "Julian gave me that opportunity, and you were my witness, my audience, the one person who would finally understand the artistry of what I'd done." Police sirens wailed in the distance. Vincent's expression didn't change. "You sent the files. Clever. But it doesn't matter. I've already won. My name will be remembered. My work will be studied. I'll never be invisible again." The door burst open. Officers flooded in, weapons drawn. Vincent raised his hand slowly, that same calm smile on his face. 3 years, Rachel. 3 years I watched you grow as a detective. I'm proud of you." As they dragged him away, Rachel stood alone in the server room, Julian Cross's final message still echoing in her ears. "Justice is just a shadow cast by truth, detective. Make sure mine is long enough to reach you." She looked down at the phone in her hand. Julian had been dead for 3 years, but tonight, he'd reached across time and darkness to save her life. She pressed the phone to her chest and whispered, "Thank you." The lighthouse beam of truth had finally cut through the fog.